There you go.
Okay.
There we go. Lisa, you all set? Okay.
Hi,
All right.
Eileen. Thank you.
Okay, I think we got everybody here. All right, let's call the meeting to order. Good evening, everyone. Time now is 7:31 p.m. It is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. This is the meeting of the Municipal Land Use Board of the Borough of River Edge. Ms. Steinle, if you do the honors on the formalities on the announcement on the Open Meetings Act, please.
Yes, thank you. This meeting of the Municipal Land Use Board of the Borough of River Edge is being held remotely and recorded via Zoom due to Borough Council chambers unavailability and is in compliance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act and associated regulations. Notice of this remote meeting was published in the Bergen Record, posted on the front doors of Borough Hall, and posted on the borough's website. The notice included dial and login information necessary for public participation and access to this meeting remotely. Copy of the agenda for this meeting was made available on the borough's website near the posting of the meeting notice and included the dial and login information. During the public comment period of this meeting, if you'd like to make a public comment, please press the raise hand button on Zoom or dial *9 on your telephone keypad to raise your hand. The board will address you by name or by the last 4 digits of your telephone number. You may mute or unmute yourself by pressing the microphone icon on Zoom or dialing *6 on your telephone keypad. You must state your name and address prior to making a public comment.
Okay, if you catch your breath, if you could call the roll, please.
Yes. The roll, Mr. Mayor,
Here.
Mr. Caslin,
Here.
Ms. Boland. Oh, I think she was here, but she dropped off, so we'll just
You
hold for
dropped
that.
out, I think, because she saw the
Yeah.
quorum.
Mr. Cray is excused tonight. Mr.
He's-
Gibbons.
Well, if Mr. Cray is
I'm
here,
here.
Oh,
he's,
there you are. Oh, okay.
Here.
I thought you,
I'll be recusing myself, but I'm here.
He can count towards the quorum.
yeah, but we'll need Eileen to do the vote on the application.
It's not a D.
But you need to have a quorum to hold to have the vote on the application.
That's not what Lima told me. As long as we had a quorum to open the meeting, we were good.
Well, we can proceed for now and see. Okay, Mr. Gibbons,
Here.
Mr. Kaniga,
Here.
Mr. Pfeffer was excused. Mr. Gautier is absent.
I believe he's excused. He had emailed Ed.
Okay. Councilman is excused. Mr. Salva is excused.
Right.
Also present our zoning officer, Mr. Dupkin, and our board engineer, Mr. Flores.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Steinle. We're going to move into our agenda for the evening. First item is under approval of minutes. We have minutes from our meeting of July 9th, 2025. Draft set of the minutes was circulated to the board prior to this evening's meeting for review. Open it to the board for comments or questions on the draft minutes.
No comment.
There being none, I look for a motion to approve the minutes as drafted.
So moved. Second.
Okay, first from Mr. Gibbons and a second from Mr. Cray.
Mr. Cray was not
Oh,
present on the
On the
July 9th.
oh, that's, I'm sorry, is that 7-9? I thought we were doing
7-9.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
So we had
Looks like Mr.
Ms.
Gibbons was the only one.
and Mr. Kaniga.
No, he was absent.
I missed one. I don't remember which of the two I missed.
Yeah, he's marked as absent for the 9th.
Mr. Caslin, you could second.
Okay, I'll second it.
All right, so then only those eligible are Mr. Caslin
Yes.
and Mr. Gibbons
Yes.
and
Okay.
Mr. Kaniga. Okay,
Okay.
sorry about that.
All right. Next item, under approval of minutes, we have a draft set of minutes for our July 23rd meeting. Circulated to the board prior to this evening's meeting. Open it to the board for comments or questions on the draft of those minutes. There being no question or comments, I'll look for a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
On this one, I have Mr. Kanigo is present, Mr. Gibbons was absent. And Mr. Cray, you were here on the 20th. You were running the meeting on the 20th. Oh, did we lose him?
We lost Mr. Cray. The mayor was there.
The mayor was
Oh,
there.
but
Here comes Mike.
He's
Mike's
back.
up.
maybe not for them. Okay. So we have a motion for the 7:23 minutes from Mr. Kanigo, and then we're just looking for a second.
I'll second.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Second from the mayor. Thank you.
Welcome.
So I'll take the vote. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Mr. Cray?
Yeah.
And Mr. Kanigo.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to move along in our agenda under completeness review this evening. Applicant is Ernesto Martinez. The property is 885 Park Avenue, Block 208, Lot 12. This is an application seeking variances in connection with a home renovation. Ms. Steinley?
Yes, prior to the meeting, I reviewed the proofs submitted by the applicant and found them to be sufficient for the board to hear the application tonight.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Depkin? You're on mute.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Chair?
No issues.
Okay, Mr. Craig, you should
Yeah,
probably,
Yeah, I do too.
yeah, you should probably drop off at this point. We'll let the record reflect that Mr. Cray is recusing himself because of his conflict being within the 200 feet of the subject property. Mr. Cray?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Flores, sorry.
Good evening, everybody. So our office reviewed the architectural plans for the additional alteration to the Martinez and Sanchez residence, consisting of 3 sheets prepared by Mr. Joseph Bruno with the latest revised date of July 7, 2025, a boundary and survey, sign and seal boundary survey by Mr. John Butler from Butler Survey Mapping, our letter of non-compliance from our zoning officer, Mr. Depkins, and the zoning board application. And we find all the information to be acceptable and sufficient for the application to be heard tonight.
Okay, thank you, sir. Questions from the board on completeness of the application? Okay, there being none, I'll look for a motion on completeness, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbons. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Kanigo.
All right. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Mr. Caslin,
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
and Mr. Kanigo. Mr. Kanigo?
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes.
We're going to then move on under new business on our agenda. Applicant is Ernesto Martinez. Property is 885 Park Avenue, Block 208, Lot 12. Application seeking variances in connection with a home renovation. And I believe the applicant is here this evening along with the applicant's architect, Mr. Bruno. Good evening, folks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good to be here again.
Nice to see you again.
Mr. Martinez would like to just start with an introduction, then I will go into the description of the project.
Okay, well, before we get started, we've just got to do some formalities. Ms. Steinley?
So whoever's going to be providing testimony, if you please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
All right, and Mr. Martinez, if you could please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Ernesto Martinez. I live at 885 Park Avenue, River Edge, New Jersey, 07664.
All right, and Mr. Bruno.
Joseph J. Bruno, 29 Pascack Road, Park Ridge, New Jersey, 07656, and I am the project architect.
And your license is still current and in good standing?
Yes, it is, and I just paid the renewal fee, so,
Okay, great.
and the check cleared.
Perfect. And
Okay.
you've testified before the board many times.
Yes, I have. As well as throughout the state of New Jersey.
Any questions from the board as to Mr. Bruno's qualifications? Assuming none, Mr. Bruno, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to just share. See, I don't want to share that. Okay, I want to share the photos that I submitted with the application. I'm just scrolling up to the top. Can everybody see the photos?
Yeah.
Did they come up on the screen?
Yep. You
Yep.
Okay. Photograph number 1
think
is
yeah,
the
there you go.
east or front elevation view of the subject residence. The proposed addition is to the right or to the north of the existing northerly wall of the structure. Photograph number 2, and I'll scroll slowly so I don't get everybody dizzy. Photograph number 2 is the south elevation view of the subject residence. And that is, I believe, Spring Valley Avenue. Photograph number 3 is the north elevation view of the subject residence, and that's where all of the proposed work is to take place. Photograph number 4 is a view looking southward along the rear yard of the subject residence. As you can see, we have a very shallow rear yard at 9.2 feet, which is an existing pre-existing non-conformity according to the survey. And photograph number 5 is a view of the residence across Park Avenue looking eastward from the front stair of the subject residence. I took these photographs myself on July 7th. Okay, so let's see. Go down to the.
And these were previously submitted with the application, so we don't have to mark them.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Now I have the schematic site plan up. Can everybody see that on the screen? Yes, okay.
Yes.
So where this hatching is, these diagonal lines, this is the proposed 2-story addition. We are proposing to remove the existing garage structure and then to rebuild it in this configuration. I will go through the variances now before I go too far afield. The minimum required lot area in the R1 residential district is 7,500 square feet. The site at present and in the future will have 5,012 square feet. So we are deficient about 2,500 square feet, a little less. Lot width, we're required to be 75 feet. We're at 100.25 feet, which we have an overage, which is good there. But the lot depth, we're required to be 100 feet, and the lot depth is 50.12 feet. So we are approximately half of what the zone requirement is. Front yard setback along Park Avenue, the requirement is 30 feet. We are at 17.67 feet existing, which is existing non-conforming. We are proposing 17.67 feet to align with the existing front wall of the house. Front yard setback along Spring Valley, 30 feet is required. We're at 29.6. We are going to remain at 29.6. No additional work to the house. Structure itself is proposed there with the exception of the new enclosure for the fireplace, which is in this area, which is slightly west of where the existing fireplace is. Side yard setback to the north, we are required to be 7.5 feet. We are at present 36.3 feet, and we are proposing 26.67 feet. So we are in full conformance there and then some. Combined side yard setback is not applicable since we are in a corner lot and we have 2 front yards, 1 rear yard, and one side yard. Rear yard setback is required to be 25 feet. We are at 9.2 feet, which is what we are proposing to build with this addition. Building height, number of stories, we are permitted to be 30 feet. We are at 28 feet, and we are proposing 29.5 feet. Now, there was a in the letter that I received when I returned from vacation yesterday was on I guess it's page 3 of the Costa report under general comments. Comment number 1, it says the architectural plan shall be revised to include building height calculations in accordance with the definition of building height from 416-4. So in doing that, I came up with about 27 feet 6 as the average taken in accordance with the ordinance, and where we are permitted to be 30 feet. So we are under the permitted maximum. Now there's one item on the, and then building coverage, we're permitted to be 25%. We're existing at 17.59%. This the proposal is the proposed addition is at 19.43%. So we are substantially less than that, which is permitted in terms of building coverage. Lot coverage, which is the building plus the pavements, we're permitted to be 30%. We are existing at 23.48%, and we are proposed at 27.47%. So we comply there. But lot coverage, including yard amenities, 35% is permitted. We are at 31.16%, and we are proposing 37.75%. To put that in perspective, the permitted the allotted square footage for the lot coverage, including yard amenities, is 1,754, and we are proposing 1,892. So that's the overage there. On the review letter that Costa Engineering prepared, it talked about a setback from the single family dwelling of an accessory building requiring a variance, but we have no accessory building proposed within a foot of the structure. So I'm a little confused as to what that is. I was hoping to get clarification at the meeting this evening by the engineer. We are removing the existing shed, which is in this area here that I'm circling with my cursor. And this rectangle, this 14 by 17 foot rectangle, is the proposed stone patio. Okay, then we have the general comments. General comment number 2, the architectural plan shall be revised to include the lot coverage, which I have on there. As far as there was a comment about color renderings. The intention, at least at this point, would be white siding with, say, a dark gray roof, but that may be subject to change, but I'll defer to the board on that. The item number 5 about the survey, I took a look at things and everything seems to be everything that's existing on site seems to be in accordance with that which was shown on the survey. Item number 6, if we would be disturbing far less than 5,000 square feet of land, so the Bergen County Soil District regulations, I believe, would not apply. Patio is permitted, item number 7. And there was item number 8, the architectural plan shall be revised to include a construction detail for the proposed masonry wall. If the project were to be approved by the zoning board and construction documents would go forth, then that detail would be provided, and a site plan prepared by a New Jersey licensed civil engineer would need to be submitted to the building department as well as the municipal engineer for review, comment, and approval. Item number 9 discusses the proposed fencing, which complies with the ordinance. Item 10, the roof covering over the porch is not clearly shown and it appears to encroach further into the setback than the indicated 17.67 feet. The 17.67 feet is to the building wall, but the existing canopy for that existing porch would be at 11 feet, which is the setback from the edge of the porch to the property line. As stated before, we are closer to the front lot line than we're permitted to be or required to be by ordinance. Let's see. The proposed portico roof on the north side of the project would be well within the setback, but I believe it would be approximately 3 feet off the building wall, but that's in total compliance with the setback. As far as stormwater management, again, if the project were to move forward, the homeowner would engage a New Jersey licensed civil engineer to handle the site planning, meaning topography, drainage, etc. As far as proposed lighting on the exterior of the building at doorways, we would have the standard residential type coach lights, nothing that would be directed flood lighting towards the neighbors. We have the arborvitaes planted along the northerly edge of the driveway, as well as the easterly lot line, and they would be at the time of planting 6 to 7 feet tall, and they would be green giant arborvitae. As of this time, but things are subject to change, they are presently resistant to deer. But again, that is subject to change. And what I will do now is I will go to the floor plans. Can everybody see the floor plan sheet?
No, you still have the cover page up.
Oh, it's on the cover page, okay. Can you see it now?
There we go.
There we go, okay. So first floor plan. And I'm sorry if I'm being overly verbose, but I want to make sure I get all of this. The diagonal hatching indicates the proposed footprint expansion. So the first floor, we have the family room to the left, a closet in the foyer, lavatory, and then kitchen and dining situated to the right here. The second floor plan, above the kitchen and dining, we would have master bedroom, walk-in closet, and the master bath. The existing bedrooms would be reconfigured to create a bit of a home office. There's Mr. Martinez works from home occasionally, so he needs a space to be rather than at the dining room table. The basement floor plan would be situated with the garage to the right or to the north, a utility room, mudroom and laundry, bath, storage, and a family room in the basement. And that will be for the kids to entertain their friends. And they're quite young at the moment, so that will service them into the teenage years and beyond. Then see, going to the next one. See, elevations, there we go. Okay, can everyone see the elevation sheet?
You can now.
Okay, so we've got the east or front elevation, the existing portico roof would remain. Windows situated as they are now. This addition to the right would be situated with a box bay window at the first floor dining room level. These are the windows in the master bedroom, and this is the overhead door for the garage access. The north elevation, this is that proposed portico roof, as I mentioned before. These are the doors leading from the dining area and the kitchen area to the patio. The rear or west elevation, you'll see here, we've got, the windows at the sink of the kitchen, the family room, etc. And then the south elevation, you'll see this is the building itself has not changed other than window placement. And this structure here is the little bump out to enclose the gas fireplace. So the materials would be asphalt shingle roofing, vinyl shake style siding at the top here, vinyl carpet style siding here, and everything would be of a traditional style, nothing outlandish or garish is proposed. And at this point, and I appreciate your patience, I will entertain questions and comments from the board.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bruno. Why don't we start with our professionals, Mr. Depkin?
Yes, thank you. On your site plan, the proposed patio, are you proposing permeable pavers for that patio to reduce, you get a deduction on that for lot coverage?
At this point, I'm showing a stone patio and the permeable pavers being I didn't calculate it that way, but as a condition of approval, we would be happy to do that to reduce the impervious. And we probably, by doing that, we'd be reducing the impervious into compliance.
Okay, it's your application. That's whatever you're proposing.
Yeah, we could certainly do that. Now, offhand, do you know what the
It depends upon the product, and the
I see.
borough,
Okay.
borough engineer would review it also, determine the percentage.
Right, okay. Yeah, because we're slightly over, let's see what that actual number is.
379 square feet, 7.6%.
We're 138 square feet over because we're permitted to be 1,754 and we're at 1,892. So we could certainly look at that and work with the engineer.
Okay.
To get that down.
And one question on the interior, what is the reason for the shower in the basement?
That would be just to have an additional bathroom in the house. You have two kids? Yeah. The applicant has two kids and they're active in athletics, so I think to keep family harmony would be a good idea.
So you're not proposing to have a bedroom or a separate
No,
apartment?
not at all.
Okay.
No,
Very
not at all.
Okay. Chairman, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Depkin. Mr. Flores?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bruno, for going over the review letter. That was very helpful. It kind of shortened the questions that I have. Let me
You went
start
through the
with
trouble to do it. I may as well address it, right?
you're absolutely right on that. I just I want to clarify something,
Sure.
which is it might be on your favor actually. So you're planning to remove the pavers that is on the side of the well, technically it's the rear of the house, right?
That's correct.
Correct. To the west of the house, all that paver area is coming out, so you're going to restore that with grass, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Can you point it out in your calculation where you have that number? Because to be honest, I think kind of you shorten yourself out on that because I didn't see that number there. I have a roughly
Yeah,
almost
when I did the final proposed final proposed improved lot coverage, I did not include that existing the existing patio to be removed. I only included the proposed new.
Oh, I see. No, but I'm just talking about the existing impervious lot coverage that you have because that's a lot higher. I'm just pointing that out. Maybe when you if the application move forward, when you revise the plan, maybe you include that calculation to show that you have more lot coverage than what you're showing right now for the existing conditions.
Oh, for the existing condition.
Yeah, for the
Okay.
existing condition, which is I think it's a lot higher what you have out there currently.
Oh,
you show.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I think I may have not include. I think you're saying I did not include that in the.
Yes, you did not
calculation.
include that on your calculation, so that might be something to point that out there because it's going to be a lot
Right.
higher.
Okay. Sure. Mhm.
That's one thing. Just wanted to clarify. The second thing is regarding the pavers. Again, just to address that, if your clients or if your application you decide to do environmental pavers, which you get I think a 15% credit on that, and you have an area roughly of 240 square feet, so that's going to come for half of it. You can address the stormwater management there as well because you're not going to have a thickness of a stone, which is going to count for what you might be adding, and you might be break even. So you might not even need to install a seepage cleaner. It's just an idea for you, just an idea.
Right. Okay. We can take a look at that. The seepage paper stormwater chamber, however you want to term it, is in my view, I recommend them, even though they may not be technically required by whatever the local code says. Because it's just good to be able to control the stormwater, especially since we're on a bit of a hill here.
Yes.
So, but getting back to the pavement for the purpose of the zoning, so that we don't get into the weeds with numbers. I think if we go with the numbers that we have now, so we make sure we don't come up with erroneous numbers. If we proceed with the application with the numbers I show, agreeing to make them better, I would respectfully ask that the board consider that if when we get to that point. Because I think that you're right. I didn't in my initial calculation, I don't believe I had the existing patio that's going away. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really counts is what we're proposing.
Right.
In my mind, at least. So, but we do plan on capturing the rainwater from all the new roof areas. And in this case, since we're building a new here, but we're actually taking a part out. When the stormwater chamber or seepage pit, however you want to term it, is designed, I will make sure the engineer counts the entire rectangle here, not discounting for that other. We won't be doing it for the net. We'll be doing it for the actual.
Okay. I know you had a question regarding the accessory building and structure regarding the small, comment regarding the setback from the single family dwelling.
Yeah, that 0.6 feet. I
Yeah,
didn't-
so those are referring to the AC units because you show the AC unit, which is roughly on a scale of 3x3 for them, concrete pad. So the ordinance clear. The ordinance said, the ordinance says that no accessory structure has to be closer than 5 feet to the to the dwelling. So that's why.
I've never had an instance where condenser units are considered an accessory structure.
And River Edge they are. I don't know, Mr. Depkins there, right? Mr. Depkins, can you confirm that? For AC units?
I would not count it as an accessory structure.
You will not count, okay?
I-
So then,
I thought we did make that change in one of the more recent updates, but we can leave that variance request in just to cover the HVAC units, just in case it's needed.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, because I think the having the units that far away from
Yeah.
the building would be more impactful on the side yard, on the setback to the property line. But moreover, and more importantly, would subject the refrigerant piping and the wiring to the possibility of increased chance of damage. Because they're lying along the ground, and I could very easily see somebody, a landscaper coming across those things with a lawnmower.
I couldn't agree more. I just pointed out what is there, but I was just pointing out. Okay. The other thing I want to just point it out really quick is that, since you're rebuilding the wall there, please make sure that it is over 4 feet. It's going to need design calculations.
Yes,
It's going to need a certification, and
Right.
For that. And the last, no, not the last question I have. The other thing is, I will like, that's up to the board, of course, but my recommendation will be that regarding the building height calculation, to be shown on the revised plans, to be shown on how you arrive with the calculation, so we can keep that on track. And when you submit the as-built to try to get the CO, we can compare that, that didn't exceed that, the 30
Right,
feet.
yeah, and
Okay.
I'll show that on the inbound plans to the building department, so that if there were any questions, we take care of it then rather than after it's built.
Thank you.
But I know that that is taken from each building corner. So what I did was I took, we'll call it the southeast corner, the southwest corner, the northwest corner, and then at the northeast corner, I took 2 because at the corner, we have a higher elevation and a lower elevation. So by doing that, we get to about 28.5 feet. Even if it's at 29, we're still less than the 30 feet that is permitted.
Okay. And then the last thing is, as part of the you're gonna need to submit a soil movement permit, a soil movement application with a building department. As part of that, you need to address the stormwater management. So either way you decide to address the stormwater management, via seepage pitch, via implementing the environmental paper, please just keep that in mind. That needs to be addressed prior to issuing, I guess, the building permit in this case.
Of course, and that will all be part of the site plan drawing prepared by the civil engineer that the owner will engage.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Flores. Let me turn now to the board, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I do have a couple of concerns that I would like for us to just deal with. So first, if I understand it, that the item under accessory building structures I'm not clear. Is the required variance no longer required under setback from single-family dwelling?
I believe that the variance is required, but I'm not, I can't remember off the top of my head if the most recent change to the zoning ordinance adjusted that, but either way, they're requesting that variance for the 0.6 setback for the
Mr.
HVAC
Flores,
unit.
could you opine a little bit more on that? Because I'm still confused about that, unclear.
So as part of the accessory structure, AC units were considered, but we recently did a revisions to the ordinance, and I don't have a copy of the latest revision of the ordinance with me, but I'm pretty sure that was now that I'm remembering, I think that AC unit was removed out of that. So AC unit have not considered an accessory structure anymore under the code. It's not uploaded online yet. I'm not sure if anybody have a copy of that.
I'm trying to pull it up now, but either way, the application was submitted prior to the zoning ordinance change. So whatever was previously in place would be controlling.
So that means they're required. So the variance is going to stay there. So.
Okay. And I'd like to speak to the architect now. Is there any other place this unit could go so that this setback would no longer be required?
Well, the only other place, well, we could put it on the south side, but it would be in the front yard. So, and moving it, I think that it's problematic to have it 5 feet away from the building for the reasons I previously stated, because you've got the refrigerant lines, which tend to be very tender, and you've also got the wiring, which, the last thing, even if you install it in conduit with landscapers, lawn maintenance equipment and so on, it puts not only the equipment and the utility serving it at risk, but also the people that are working around it. If you're, say, a landscaper pushing a lawnmower and you cut through the wiring, that could be a pretty dangerous situation.
I've
I've never seen condenser units that far away from a building.
So I'm confused. You're saying it's currently in what we would generally describe as the backyard because it's opposite the front door. And you now say that if we moved it, we'd have to move it to the front yard, which is along Park. Why can't it be moved to over Spring Valley Road? Why can't it be moved to that part of the lot?
Well, because that would be a front yard. If the board has no objection to putting it in that front yard, then we would have no objection doing it. We just have to, do the planting in such a way that nobody is moving mechanical equipment around the wiring and the piping.
Okay.
I think all things considered, with all due respect, I think the condenser units where we show it, even though they're by, I guess, your ordinance, they're too close to the house, are in the best spot, because it's much better that they be there than in the front yard on Spring Valley.
Well, I certainly on Spring Valley, what you would call the front yard, yes.
Yeah, and also
technically it is the front yard, but there is the resident to the I guess that would be to the west. It's kind of close to their home and therefore kind of noisy. Whereas if you put it to Spring Valley, it would be a little bit farther home.
Well, if the board would have no objection to that, then we would certainly not have any objection to that.
I personally would not have an objection to that, but the rest of the board can speak to themselves. It wouldn't necessarily be a no for me, but it is a major concern for me. Can we now, I'd like to move to another question I have.
Sure.
I'm looking at both the elevation view and the blueprints of the new house, and I see that there are 2 front doors, essentially. And I'm wondering why there is a need for 2 front doors, one next to the garage and one being the
okay, yeah, let me just address that. It's not a front door. You're talking about this here? No, that is, I should have explained it. That is That is more of that is a decorative panel because due to the layout down below, this door, the overhead door is not centered underneath this box bay window. So I added this decorative panel to essentially make the door look like it's wider than it really is.
Okay.
Just so that it would be symmetrical about the windows above.
Because I have a concern, as mayor, from time to time, things come to my attention. And one of them are illegal verbos and other type of short-term rentals, which are not permitted by zoning. And it seems like the basement has been designed as a quick turnaround apartment. Even if the current owners don't do that, it would, especially if there was a door there.
If you look at the basement floor plan, there is clearly not a door. Where that panel is that I mentioned is where the utility room is. There is no door shown there. There's just an overhead door here. So the only door to the exterior at the basement level is the overhead door.
Another reason that this became a question for me is placing a shower in the basement. So it kind of feels like that's being set up as an apartment, but
That is absolutely not, with all due respect, Mr. Mayor, is absolutely not the reason.
Okay.
They've
Well,
got
it's a
children
reasonable
and.
question to ask because they are having.
No, I understand that, but you know, to have three bathrooms in a house is not unusual these days.
Can I make a comment, please?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
When I do the plan review, and I see a situation like this, I ask for a notarized letter from the property owner that it won't be a separate apartment, or in this case, a bedroom or sleeping area also.
Okay, but Mr. Demkin, that only applies to the current owner. The future owner will not be
And then-
required to provide it.
And then when I do a resale inspection,
Okay,
I ask the same request
you
from
do.
the buyer.
Well, then that reassures me, and I'm good with everything except I think, I don't know how the rest of the board feels, but I think the condenser being on the Spring Valley side would be much better for the neighbor than on the adjacent property side. But that's just me. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. And I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mr.
And-
Gibbons?
Oh.
Oh, sorry, Ms. Steinle, you had
I'm
something?
sorry, I just wanted to clarify before we moved on the two questions from the mayor. The new ordinance changed the language so that air conditioning units are considered as accessory structures for the purpose of setbacks, but not for the purpose of coverage calculation. So then people could get, they wouldn't be penalized for having an air conditioner for their lot coverage, but they still needed to comply with the setbacks.
So
Um,
variance is not required.
The variance is required for the setback for the HVAC unit.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm just concerned about the neighbor and I think even though we by law call two front yards, it's for all intents and purposes a side yard and it would be further away from the residence. But go ahead, Ms. Stinley.
so that was the first point. And then with regard to the basement apartment, Mr. Bruno, would you be willing to put a plan note saying that the basement wouldn't be converted to living space? And if so, additional approvals would have to be sought from the borough?
Absolutely, without question.
Well, that satisfies me then. And I appreciate your testimony, Mr. Bruno.
Thank you.
Can I opine? Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Flores? Yeah.
Yes, can I just ask a quick question? Where is the existing AC unit now?
It's on Spring Valley.
It's facing Spring Valley.
It's on the corner. You can't
Oh,
see
that-
the landscaping. It's right.
That's where the mayor is recommending it. Okay. I just wanted to put that on the record, so.
Yeah, it's between the fire, it's between the existing fireplace and the bay window. The bay window that's there.
So,
That's
Mr.
it.
Bruno, in essence, it would be staying where it currently is.
If that's what the board desires, then we shall do that.
Well, I hope the board might agree with me on that, but it's, we'll see. Thank you, Mr. Bruno.
My pleasure.
Okay,
Can I make another comment again? I'm sorry.
sure.
Are you proposing to have those air conditioning units, if they're in the front yard, to be screened from view?
Oh, they'd have to be with landscaping, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, they'd be screened with evergreen landscaping.
Good, thank you.
Mr. Gibbons.
Now it's my turn. So not real questions, just to, I guess, give my opinion on the air conditioning units. I suppose if they are there now, then it kind of makes sense to leave them there. I think, maybe Mr. Martinez, you can answer this. The house that is uphill from you on Spring Valley, is that their garage that faces your property?
Adjacent to me, yes.
Yeah, okay, because I'm looking at Google Earth here and it looks like it's their garage, so.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah, you'll see that in photograph number 2.
Yes.
Yeah, so the way I'm looking at, I mean, if it is close to their property, it is close to their garage. It's not necessarily their kitchen. So I don't necessarily have a strong feeling about it, but if it is already on Spring Valley, I guess it can make sense just to leave it there. So just my 2 cents on that. To go back to the patio, I know that puts you over by having the regular pavers. I think we're at 2.75% over, if all these numbers are correct. Personally, on a small lot, being a little bit over and not forcing you to have pavers that you might necessarily not want. I don't have an issue with you being 2.75 over. The pervious pavers are nice, but we have a small lot here. I think you've been pretty reasonable with what you're asking for. So I don't personally have an issue if you stick with what you are asking for, 2.75 over. And just one other thing to confirm. So the front yard setback, that's not, it's going to basically stay of just the stairs, right? Of just the entryway. The house itself isn't extending along that line, or is it?
The house is extending along the existing line. It's not there's nothing that's coming forward except this box bay window unit, which is, it's just, and I believe that's a permitted encroachment. It's
So the front of the house,
it creates a window seat. It doesn't even go down to the floor.
yeah, no, I'm not worried about the window. But the front of the house will basically take the line of where that bump out is now, right?
Correct. Yeah, the existing front wall of the house at both the first floor and the second floor will continue as they are now.
Okay, all right. I think that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gibbons. Mr. Kanigo?
Thank you. So I'm a little confused about the lot coverage because Ryan just said 2.7% over. 2.7% over what? That's where I'm.
Well, we're permitted 35% and we're at 37.75.
All right. So I read a letter that said that you're at 42.6%. And so that's maybe, I think, Stephen, you sent that letter.
What do you,
Yeah, that was my letter, but it was revised with the removal of the coverages and so forth. So I didn't get to do a second revision on the
So
on the project.
what would your second revision have been?
I would go with the borough engineer.
Just give me the percentages. That's what I'm asking.
Yes, the borough engineer.
37.75%, Mr. Chinigo.
As far as the air conditioners go, I think I'm with the mayor, especially if they currently are in Spring Valley. Based on the presentation, I thought they were currently between in that area between the two houses, or between the garage and the house. But if they're currently on Spring Valley, I think you keep them there. I think that's the way to go. Thank you.
Are they adding a unit?
Yes, there's one now, there'll be two. There'll be one zone for the first floor and basement, a second zone for the second floor.
Are they bigger units?
Well, actually, they'll probably be smaller because the newer units are more rectilinear, so they're about the same width. They're a little shallower front to back, and then they've got some height to them.
Yeah, I think, look, the only concern I have is for the neighborhood and for noise pollution, when it comes to that, but, I would imagine it'll be about the same, so. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Canigo. My concerns pretty much have been echoed by Mr. Gibbons in terms of the patio and the AC unit location, so no need to dwell on that any further. At this time, we'll look, Ms. Steinle, do we have anybody in the public?
No, it's just Mr. Flores' other computer.
Okay. All right, so do we, can we waive opening to the public since no one's here?
Yep, so there being no members of the public, we can move on.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, any further questions, comments from either the board or our professionals on the application?
The only comment that I would have is to maybe revise the code again in regards to the air conditioners and the setbacks. I've never seen them so far away from a structure. I think it would cause a hazard if that's the case, and they continue to be out that far.
As speaking for the council, I'm sure they would be open to that if this body would recommend it, but that would probably be something we talk about under new business, not during this current review.
Duly noted, Mr. Depkin. Let's hold that for future consideration.
I did have one question. From in Mr. Costa's review letter and under general comment number 10, it was page 3. Which roof covering, is that the front porch? Or is that on the side that?
No, that's the front porch facing,
The front porch.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so-
front porch facing the park.
Okay,
Correct.
so the roof overhang, how far does that extend within what is permitted by the code?
Are you referring to the proposed new one at the north side?
No, on the east elevation.
East
the front.
elevation, that is, east elevation, that is pre-existing, which is not being touched. So it does encroach, but it's already there. We're not proposing any changes to it.
But that's further into the front yard setback.
Yes, that's further into the setback. That's probably about 11 feet or so.
Okay, so just update that on the plans too.
Yeah. Mhm.
And you have everything else in Mr. Costa's letter, you're okay with complying with?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, most of that was most of that was would be under the purview of a civil engineer who will be engaged to design the site plan.
those are my only other questions.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tyler. There being nothing further, I'll look for a motion on the application, please.
I can make the motion, for block 208, block 12, 885 Park Avenue. I'd make a motion to approve front yard setback of 17.67 feet. The rear yard setback of 9.2 feet. Improved lot coverage of 37.75. And there was another variance for the rear yard. Or actually, no, I guess we're not doing that, right? Are we moving it to the other side?
So they'll need to be a variance for the HVAC unit in the front yard on Spring Valley.
Spring Valley. Okay, so to allow a variance, allow a front yard setback for the HVAC units. And then to comply with all requests from our board engineer's letter. And what did I miss?
And the other conditions agreed to this evening in testimony with the applicant and his architect.
As amended.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gibbons. Is there a second?
Second,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right. Mr. Mayor,
yes,
Mr. Caslin,
Yes,
Mr. Gibbons,
Yes.
and Mr. Kaniga.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
folks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Mr. Bruno, if I could ask you just to stop sharing your screen.
And I just, yep.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, folks. Have a great evening.
Okay,
Good
thank
night.
you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
evening.
Good night.
At this point, we have nothing further on our agenda, so unless the board has anything further, look for a motion to close the meeting.
Mr. Caslin, do you want to put on the next agenda under new business, Mr. Dempkin's recommendation, so this body can recommend to the council?
Yeah, it'll be the next meeting. Yeah, Mr. Alter, if you could take that into account in preparing the next agenda.
Sure. Can you prepare a letter just stating exactly what it is you want to discuss?
Sure. You, for me or for Mr. Depkin as well, probably. Or you-
No, that
I-
would be to Mr. Defkin. I guess.
I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we'll take that. Anything further?
No, just to let you know, our next meeting is
Do we have any?
27th of August. And
Do we have any-
one application? So-
application? Okay. Is there anybody in this esteemed body right now who's not around on the 27th? Just for quorum purposes?
I should be here.
Okay. All right, great.
I'll be here.
Appreciate it. Okay. All right, with that, I'll look for a motion to close.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbons. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Kanigo. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed and abstained? There being none, we are closed at 8:33 PM. Folks, thanks for hopping on. Enjoy the rest of the night. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.